Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today for this webinar focused on trends and innovations in the segment of sports nutrition. As you know, the webinar today is provided by the AHFES project through the coordinator of the project, which is the Galician Food Cluster. My name is Noelia Dosil. I'm Innovation Project Manager in the Galician Food Cluster, and together with my colleague Daniel Alvarez, responsible for in the insights area in our cluster, will be providing the webinar today. As you know, the objective of this webinar is to provide you the key facts and insights, summarizing a more detailed report that was prepared by the AHFES project in this segment of sports nutrition. So first, before starting, just a few indications. Please, if you can keep your mics muted during the webinar, so we don't disturb the sound. Yeah, so we will start by a short introduction of the main services and the key activities that the AHFES project provides to companies throughout the countries of the Atlantic area. So I'll be sharing my screen. I believe you can see it now. Okay, so as I was saying, AHFES is a project that stands for a quadruple helix Atlantic area healthy food ecosystem, aiming to support growth of SMEs. The project is funded by Interreg Atlantic area, so it is a European project which started in March 2019, and it will be in place until August next year. So the context of the project is set based on a group of common facts in the regions of the Atlantic area. So first, as you know, the food sector is a key priority in terms of strategic and economic relevance in these countries. We also share a global challenge to build a healthier food system, which fights the increasing rates of overweight and obesity that we are facing. But at the same time, this is also a fact that is being addressed by public health policies and complemented by different strategies aiming to support the industry to develop new and improved healthy food products. And this is, of course, based in an increased innovation capacity required for the companies. So this is where the AHFES project stands in trying to help mainly SMEs to have this higher innovation capacity and be able to develop new and improved healthy food projects in cooperation with the different regions of the project. In this regard, the different partners of the project have co-created a set of 10 services which are being provided by the different partners. The slides show you the titles of the 10 services that have been developed. Here in the link, you can also access the project website and have more detailed information on the content and how to access each one of these 10 services. And the webinar today is specifically scoped in the service of consumer and market trend reports. This is a service that is provided by Cruzaga, the Galicia Food Cluster, to the companies of the different Atlantic area regions. And in the scope of this service, we are preparing different reports in specific subsectors. So far, it has been dairy, soft drinks, and now sports nutrition. Others will follow in the next months. And each report is followed by a website, by a webinar such as this one today. We also provide different kind of services more focused on helping SMEs to build their innovation strategies through the identification and contact with potential partners for innovation, the identification of R&D funding calls in the different territories, which are also complemented by different business growth services, which are more tailored in this case to the needs of each specific SMEs, such is the design and marketing support strategies, which is in running right now, or the introduction to commercial partners based on the specific needs you may have. And finally, we also have two services more focused on internationalization, which is the development of internationalization strategies, and also the provision of international market intelligence, which are as well two services tailored to the specific needs of each SME. In parallel to the provision of the services catalog, the project also is developing and providing a set of 4 training programs. 2 of them are already available in the website in all the languages of the partnership. So you have the materials accessible in English, Spanish, French, and Portuguese through the project website. And so far, you can access in the 4 languages the consumer insight and market understanding modules, as well as the product lifecycle management modules. And in the next weeks and month, let's say, you will also have access to the training program on market development, and the last one, which is focused on product development, critical path management. I'll leave you here the link so you can access the materials. But besides being able to access the materials, the different partners throughout the regions provide webinars and other training actions to capitalize on the materials developed and make it easier for you to understand and build on this content. So in this regard, I would like to really encourage you to get in touch with the organization in your territory. The project is led by the Galicia Food Cluster, as said, which Daniel and I work for. But you also have the Northern Ireland Food and Drink, Valorial in France, EIT Food, Big Innovation in Wales, the National University of Ireland in Galway, Enough Cluster in Portugal, INSA in Portugal, and Big being supported by Food and Drink Wales. So really, we encourage you to get in touch with them, because in that way you will have a much better point of view of what is being provided in each region and how you can access those services and training actions, and well, ultimately maximize the outcome you can get from the project. Just very general, for general information, you can access the project website or write to us. And yeah, we also encourage you to follow the project in our social media, mainly Twitter and LinkedIn. And nothing else on my side. Thank you very much. You can use the chat or the Q&A session in the end of the webinar to ask any doubts you may have. So now I give the floor to my colleague Daniel, who will present you the key facts resulting from this report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Noelia. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so welcome to this new webinar on sports nutrition sector. Our geographical focus, as Noelia mentioned, are Europe, but especially AHFES countries, France, Ireland, Portugal, Spain, and United Kingdom. We are going to have a look to market data, new products development, main positionings, consumer trends, and health claims. Our categories of analysis have been sports bars, sports drinks, sports powders, sports supplements, and other sports products, which I'm gonna go through them later. This is the third report as Noelia mentioned, of a series of consumer market and innovation reports that represent one of the several innovation support services, as Noelia presented, for SMEs implemented in the project AHFES. First of all, we're going to have a quick look to the market. So the market size of soft drinks is about 9,000 million euros, but it is predicted to grow to reach almost 3,000 millions by the end of the next decade. This is a growing tendency, and Europe is the front runner. In 2020, Europe had the most of the new product development with 64% of the total market, followed by North America. And the consumption of sports drinks, one of the reasons for this is that it goes beyond sports professionals since some years. So products cover pre, during, or post workouts, and the rising numbers of consumers respond to a higher concern for health and well-being. There have been a stronger growth in Europe than globally. So the growth in Europe has been in the last 5 years of almost 14% compared to the global growth, which was about 3%. And within Europe, UK, Germany, Spain, and France cover 75% of the sports nutrition market. Here on the right, you can see the main leaders, the main key players globally, which are mainly MyProtein and Process. They cover most of the market worldwide. Now we're going to have a look to the healthy soft drinks, new products, and positioning. The main categories in Europe are sports powder, sports bar, and other sports nutrition products. And those three are growing at different rates, especially sports powder. Here we have an example of whey protein isolate powder in the United Kingdom. Regarding positioning of the industry, the main positioning claims are related to an increase of protein and also energy and alertness. But also there's a big positioning regarding convenience and all what is related to portable or on-the-go consumption. Also easy to prepare, for example, and convenience packaging. There's also a big piece for gluten-free products and also plant-based products directed to vegetarian or vegan consumers. And also there's been an increase in products with less additives or preservatives, and also products with reduction in fat. This is an example on the right of a sports drink which contains zinc and vitamin B and C with 0 sugar, gluten-free, and non-preservatives in France. Many of these categories of these claims are growing. There's remarkable the growth of convenience packaging and also the growth of natural products, so with less additives. Other remarkable growths are related to convenience packaging. Focusing on health claims, the main health claim will be the increase or high source of protein, which is present in at least half of the new products development, followed by energy and alertness. However, there is a big increase in many of other health claims, such as no additive preservatives, high source of fiber, and all what is related to the reduction of sugar, like low sugar, no added sugar, or sugar-free. This is an example of a protein bar in Portugal. In AHFES countries, the main two countries regarding new product development are UK and France. And just to go through only to the main sports products on the right, the graphic on the right, we'll just want to know what are the main new products development in these AHFES countries. And as a summary, you can see that sports drinks and sports bars are quite present in AHFES countries. If we focus on the main health claims in AHFES countries, we see that high or source of protein and energy additiveness are the main ones, but there's many categories growing as it happens, many claims growing as it happens in Europe. For example, a high level of protein, energy alertness, gluten-free, high or source of fiber, low sugar, low fat, etc. Many categories are growing. Here we have some examples. For example, this low fat and high protein drinkable quart in Spain. In the center, we have a gluten-free amino acid blend powder with some fruits flavor in UK, or this vegan powder with a high amount of protein, 29 grams in Ireland. We're going to have a look to the main top trends, which we have selected 6. The first one is new formats and convenience. So there is a replacement of traditional presentations. Also, products such as high protein dairy products, as protein-rich yogurts, gels, or portable beverages, which are increasingly consumed. The snacking habits are evolving towards convenience and a more individual consumption, and also on-the-go formats for exercising are also have a strong presence. These are 2 examples. For example, a high protein bar to go with blueberry with hydrolyzed collagen, which contribute to maintaining muscle mass, and this pre-work shot, which comes in a 60 milliliters plastic bottle, sorry, which contains a blend of ingredients which include vitamin B, creatine, and caffeine. This is in Spain. The second, sorry, I can't see very well my screen. Okay, the second trend is functional beverages for mental and gut health, wellness, and recovery. So there is a renewed consumer attention towards health, which has been, of course, influenced by the pandemic. So there's a racing product with extra benefits, really focused for a focused workout for an optimal performance. Some examples are those here on the right, which are pre-workout capsules, which contain saffron, which are related to mood boost, and other ingredients such as vitamin B and 5, which contribute to the normal energy yielding metabolism. Other example is the importance of healthy sleep and recovery by means of the use of ingredients such as melatonin, L-theanine, or chamomile, also nootropics, and also probiotics for gut and immune system support. This is an example of supplements and powders which contain probiotics to improve intestinal health and to reduce the oxidative stress. This is an example in France. The third trend is plant-based nutrition. So, as you all know, there's been a strong growth of vegan and other plant-based claims. This is a graphic showing the differences between 2015 and 2019, with a strong growth of vegan of about 57%, and also generally plant-based claims, which grows more than 30%. And this is because consumers are open to new alternatives, protein alternatives such as pea, rice, beans, potato, or maize. And among them, pea and rice protein are the leading plant-based proteins. Others which are growing are pumpkin seed, for example. The next trend is clean nutrition. So transparency and stories around the brand influence consumers' purchase decision, such as knowing the origin of ingredients and what are the benefits that the products offer. There's a strong growth for clean label in sports nutrition products, and consumers are looking for organic products and less additives. This is an example of the growth comparing 2015 and 2019 of new products which contain a claim related to clean label. This is an example of a protein bar for a post-workout with natural ingredients. And this other example shows different clean labels and a graphic which shows also the growth of new products with select clean label claims. The next trend is personalized nutrition. So there is an increased concern towards fitness-focused lifestyles and well-being, and thus a demand for functional sports nutrition products. The traditional aspects are renewed, supplemented to reach new targets, new niches. And then there's an increase in products with a wide range of benefits, including fatigue reduction for improved concentration. This is an example of a pre-workout shake containing CBD, which in principle helps increasing the wakefulness and drive and reduce fatigue and increase focus. This is an example on the right of different sports drinks which are keto friendly, because there's a wider consumer diet trends which also affects sports nutrition sector. And on the center you can see a graphic showing the increase of new sports nutrition products which that have been tracked with CBD. So there is an incorporation of potential extra benefits to sports nutrition. The last trend we have identified is healthy indulgence. What does this mean? Well, consumers seek for healthy indulgence products in the sports nutrition, which are richer in flavors and textures, because there is a demand for different diets, such as high protein and low carb diets, but without leaving the enjoyment apart. So these are two examples. First one on the left of a high protein, low sugar, lacto-vegetarian and convenient indulgence bars with several flavors. You can see indulgence in the main package. And on the right we have protein cookies with chocolate chip flavor, which are low sugar and high protein, which they say is perfect for a fitness-friendly indulgence. This is in Spain, and on the left is the products on the left are in United Kingdom. Now we are going to have a quick look to the different categories, and we start by sports bars. Sport bars is a category which is growing, have an accumulated growth of almost 11%, with a small decrease in 2020. This is an example of apricot and almond protein bar on the right, and the main claims among protein bars are high or source of protein and high or source of fiber. However, there are several several claims which are growing, such as high or source of protein, but also low sugar or no added sugar, and also gluten-free. And this is something that we have observed in all AHFES countries and also in Europe. Here are some examples. For example, these two bars in Ireland and Spain, which are high in protein. First one containing 20 grams of protein, and the one in Spain containing 36% of protein. On the right, you can see a bar with high fiber in United Kingdom. And below, you can see two examples of low sugar products or no added sugar products. First one in Portugal and second one in France. Next category is sports drinks. Sports drinks is also a category which is showing a growth in AHFES countries of about 15%. We have two different subcategories, which are sports drinks ready to drink and sports drinks with protein, so protein-based sports drinks, and they have 50% new product developments in the market, but both enter into the category of sports drinks. Again, the main two claims are high or source of protein and energy and alertness. Also, like in sports bars, there are several categories growing, such as the ones I mentioned, but also the ones which contain a claim related to a reduced fat, reduced sugar, and also no additives or preservatives. This is also something that has been observed overall in Europe. Some examples are, for example, those on the left containing high protein. The first one containing 50 grams of protein. This is a shake in Portugal, and another shake in France containing also 50 grams of protein, different flavors. In the middle, we see an example in the United Kingdom of a shake with no artificial additives. And on the right, we see two examples, one containing, one stimulating energy, which contains 0% fat, and also the other one, which is a pre-workout drink, which provides an immediate energy boost in Ireland. Next category is sports powders. This is also a category which is growing generally at a rate of almost 15%. And similarly, the two main claims are high or source protein and energy alertness. There's also several claims growing, such as those two, but also gluten-free, sugar-free, and low, no, or reduced fat. And this is also observed overall in Europe, apart from the AHFES countries. Here are some examples. The first ones containing high protein, such as this isolate powder, whey isolate powder with 82 grams of whey protein in Portugal. This other whey isolate with 20 grams of protein in Spain. All these other product with in United Kingdom with 25 grams of whey protein. Next example is related to gluten-free, which was found in France, which is a shake with strawberry flavor, gluten-free. And lastly, an example showing the contribution to energy and alertness. This is a recovery powder with vitamin B12 that contributes to normal energy-yielding metabolism in Ireland. Next one is sports supplements. Sports supplements is a category which presents a negative growth. And the main two claims are energy and stamina, and also health and wellness. However, there is no general increase of other claims. This is a category which is declining, so to speak, in AHFES countries. Some examples of energy stamina is the supplement containing beetroot extract, which provides an increase in plasma nitrate during physical exercises. All these other pre-workout capsules in Ireland, which induce reinvigorating feelings, is what they say in their label. In the middle, we have this product, which is related to health and wellness. It's a food supplement with vitamins and selenium for endurance athletes. And on the right, we see two examples of products which supports the immune system, which is by means of vitamin C in Portugal, a vitamin C bioflavonoids complex that contributes to the normal functioning of the immune system. And this other example in Spain containing zinc and magnesium for the normal function of the immune system and the maintenance of bones and health. Lastly, we will have a look to other sports nutrition products. These products such as pouches, gels, energy balls, etc. This is a category which was growing until 2019, but presented a strong decrease in 2020. And the main two claims, similarly to sports bar and sports drinks, are high or source of protein and energy alertness. There are two claims which are growing, which is high or source of protein and no additives or preservatives. And this was also observed overall in across Europe. These are some examples. On the left, we see two examples. The first one are energy snack bites with peanut butter. Second one is a pouch of peanut butter too, to keep your training on track in UK, and these other energy balls in Spain, which also promotes energy and alertness. The next sample is a sports nutrition protein mix in Portugal, which is an instant product which is free from preservatives. And lastly, this mix of protein bread, so it's a mix of different flours, which is a source of fiber, and this is the main claim which they announced in France. So what are the main conclusions? So this is a growing sector and is predicted to continue growing, especially in Europe. Sports bars and sports drinks are the categories with the most product development in AHFES countries, and both are growing. The two more popular health claims are high or source of protein and energy or alertness. The strong presence of convenience formats to go, a remarkable growth of plant-based options. There's a growing presence of passive health claims such as no added sugar, low sugar or gluten-free, and there is also an increase in functional ingredients. So in summary, there's a great scope for innovation again for healthy products in this sector. Sorry, there's a mistake, it's in the sports nutrition sector, such as the reduction of sugar, the increase of plant-based sources of quality and alternative protein and fiber, the use of functional ingredients, and the improvement of the taste to elaborate healthy and attractive sports products for all sorts of audiences. Thank you very much for attending this webinar, and please let us know any doubt or question you might have. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel, for the presentation of this report. Now, we would like to invite you to either use the chat or raise your hand to make any questions you might have, or comments or observations. So far, we have, Daniela, a question from João through the chat. He says, no mention about the no lactose products, no expression values. So,
thank you for your question. This is something that we have observed in some of the categories, but as we only present the top 10, so to speak, lactose-free didn't enter in this top 10, but we have observed it in several. And actually, we have observed this, for example, in Spain and Portugal, several products which are dairy, for example, shakes or yogurts high in protein, and they normally are lactose-free. Yeah, that's right.
Yes, it's about the second question. It's a very growing commercial sector. The lactic products, refrigerated products that we see, it's growing faster, and it's taking the place of normal yogurts, and it's a very strong trend in the Portuguese consumer.
Yes,
and and mostly the non-lactose or free lactose products.
That's right. Yeah, well, I haven't included an example that I removed it because yeah, I mean, I wanted to include just an example per country. I didn't want to fill it up with Portugal and Spain, but that's right. There's a brand which is growing a lot here, offering yogurts and shakes, which are directed to let's say to sport, and they are high in protein, sugar-free, and lactose-free. That's right.
Okay, thank you.
thank you, João. Does anybody else want to speak, make any questions or observations?
I just want, if there's no questions, I just want to mention that we have talked to several professionals, either professionals that practice sports, or also doctors, and they say that they encourage the industry to go for less process, so less processed products, to resemble as much as possible the natural products, and to preserve the natural value of products, as processing many times can damage the inner properties, nutritional properties, so that we can find in our diet. So this is one message I just wanted to say, that the less processing normally is better to keep healthy products and healthy sports nutrition products too.
Okay, so we have another question from Natalie Rose. What area do you think will be the future health focused for sports nutrition products?
Well, we have observed an increase of beverages, for example, sports drinks, which focus on not containing many things, just minerals, such as zinc, for example, selenium, etc. And some of them using actually ocean or sea water as a base, because there's plenty of minerals there. So hydrating is one of the main trends we have observed. So, and also personalized sports nutrition. So not every person is similar, is the same. We are all different, and it's important to keep this in mind. And every sport is different. So it's important to pay attention to what we intake, and we have to adapt it to what practice we do. So I think personalized nutrition is something which has to be taken into account. Yeah, and also plant-based options. We have observed a strong growth of plant-based ingredients to produce, for example, sports bars or sports powders, which are normally they contain so they increase less our glucose in blood. The glycemic index is a bit lower, and also they provide high quality protein and a lot of fiber. So also to keep the gut healthy, which microbiota, as you know, it's very important to keep our immune system strong, and especially during the practice of sports, which well, creates strong oxidative stress. So immune system, to summarize, plant-based products and hydration and personalized nutrition. I would say those four are, well, some elements we have observed that are pretty trendy.
So thank you, Daniel. Well, if there are no additional questions, yeah, there's another question. What sports nutrition products that are widely used now do you think would become less and less used in the future? This is an interesting one.
Well, actually, there's a strong decrease in powders, which normally have a strong protein load, and those are being replaced for more natural options. So I will say this, and supplements as well. Supplements is something which is getting lower and lower as we can get all the nutrients we have or we need by means of other products. Supplements are important for specific cases, but this is something which is I would say being replaced slowly by more natural products.
We have one more question, more clarification, I would say, which says, so those growing sectors you've mentioned, are they based on actual consumer opinions or rather on the sector development?
This is a good question. All the projections and all the data, most of all the data we showed are based on innovations, so industry development. we have on one side the consumer trends, and normally the industry responds to these trends. But let's say the market evolution, all the growth we have shown is based on markets, so industry data.
Any more questions? So I don't see additional questions coming in the chat. So, well, I think we would close the webinar here. Daniel, maybe for closing, you would like to let the audience here today know about the next reports and webinars we will be having. I think that would be a nice closure for today's webinar.
Yeah, so we're going to share today the bakery sector report, which webinar will take place most probably the beginning of January, mid-January. We're going to send a tentative date for we all to agree, but yeah, this will be the upcoming webinar, bakery.
So this is all for today. Thank you very much for, yeah, we have an additional question, sorry. I would like to ask if you see room for artisanal producers making use of only natural ingredients in this market. So do you think this is a niche for them?
It's a good question. We have been in contact with several SMEs which offer actually two beverages which are not really much processed and they are pretty natural. So, and I would say this is a big trend to go for less ingredients, to take advantage of our feedstock and raw materials, which are very rich. And of course, so to enter the market, there must be a good preparation, marketing preparation. You have to study it very well because there is a big competence, as you know. So of course, this has to be by hand with a strong marketing. I would say package, but of course, to summarize, natural ingredients are more and more welcome. So I would say yes.
So thank you very much to all for being here today. As said in the chat, we will be sharing with you by email the slides that Daniel showed, as well as the access to the complete report that will be stored in the website. And yeah, thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any questions or additional information that you may have, you can write us an email. Thank you very much and have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.